It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all you need. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful gentleman from Newport Beach, California, and he's riding high on a wonderful project. We'll tell you more all about it. He's been a volunteer actor, writer, production assistant, marketing guru, and he's also one time a stock car driver as well, too. So he has a brand new channel out there, and he's trying to get some sponsors, and he's got plenty. He's got some up-and-coming program. This is the ultimate alternative to what you see right now, and it has nothing to do with the coronavirus. And, of course, he also had been going through some legals, red tape just to get through, and he's managed to pursue. He'll tell you some about as well, too. And, of course, we'll talk about some of the channels, talk about some of the features, the benefits, and all about this wonderful product. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from beautiful sunny California, and he's riding high, ladies and gentlemen, the chairman and CEO of the U.S. Weed Channel, Shane Doogan Doull. Shane, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Mike, thanks so much, man. It's really cool to be here. That was quite the introduction. I feel bigger than I am right now.
Well, we make our guests feel good, I have to say that. So you're from Newport Beach, California. You've been a volunteer actor, writer, production assistant, marketing chairman, and stock car driver. And you also have a new channel called the U.S. Weed Channel. And it just launched recently. You've got some programs out there, and you've got some marketing advertisers out there, and you're here to talk about all about this wonderful new network that's on cable, and you also have an interesting story. But first, tell us how you got started.
Well, actually, the background that's listed that you have there, that's probably from my LinkedIn page or whatever, and that doesn't quite list really my business acumen background. You know, I was a commercial insurance broker for 20 years. I used to sell electronics to the government. Before that, you know, I had drilled oil wells in Kentucky and had an oil exploration company. So my background is actually creating business. So a while back, after I had gone through a divorce, I went ahead and started growing pot when it very first was like on the edge of being, you know, well, it should have been legal, 2009, for the local store in our town. And I quickly found out that guy was about to blow it because he was becoming addicted to certain things. So I looked into what it would take to file and become our new town pot store, right? And so I did all of the required, you know, paperwork. I got all the required ID and did all that stuff. And I did it through the former prosecuting district attorney from the county of San Diego. I was in San Diego because those are the guys who, you know, poke the holes in all the cases, right? So despite having all of the proper documentation, I was still stopped for a routine traffic check. And when the officer smelled cannabis and I attempted to show him all the paperwork, of course, you know, back then, all they had to do was see a leaf and it didn't matter. Everybody gets arrested and we'll let the courts work it out. So that sort of upset me because, you know, my background was paperwork, right? And everything that I do, I'm the guy who dots the I's and crosses the T's for everybody. Mm-hmm. So I decided to be the first guy to really stick my feet in the dirt and tell the courts, no, you wrote the law. I went by it. So if we're going to go in front of people and talk, I I've made lots and lots of money by going in front of people and talking, so you're up for a good challenge. Let's do this. And they decided that they wanted to throw me in jail and do all this bad stuff. So we went to court, and I became the first American to get unanimous not guilties for running a pot store, which was very cool for my industry. Before that, everybody was at least a little bit guilty. Nobody had gotten unanimous not guilties. Now, during that process, I led a very interesting life in a different county in Riverside. I had set up my house and everything, and the lady next door was an elderly lady, and when she saw me setting up my garden, she called the sheriff. And they'd come out to the house and reviewed the garden and looked at my plants and looked at my licenses and everything, and they were like, hey, good job, Shane. You just take it easy, bro. Enjoy growing your plants, right? Everything was good. Well, fast forward a couple of months, about 4 months, the same lady was now my best friend because, well, I'm a good neighbor. I go up and help her out with stuff. And her and her son see people stealing my plants. So they call the cops on my behalf.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a total turnaround. So now I wake up one morning and my plants are gone. And I'm like, what happened? Well, what happened was they had called 911. The sheriffs came. They caught the people that were stealing my plants. But since those people had a doctor recommendation, I don't know if this was to be cruel or a joke or what the hell, but they let the people go with my private property, which was my cannabis plants. So at that moment, the Riverside County Sheriff had colluded with criminals to allow the theft of private property, which was sort of not cool by me in any way, shape, or form, especially since I was going through the courts in Orange County and fighting for my whole, freedom and everything there. I was pretty pissed. Uh-huh. And so then I went and got them caught in internal affairs, and they had to go serve. I got, 7 different legal precedents under my belt. They had to go serve the first ever, grand theft warrant and first ever grand theft arrest for theft of marijuana. They brought those people to justice and made them pay the victim restitution to civil Superior Court. And I'm the first American to get victim restitution checks from Superior Court for stolen pot. So, the law's written for our benefit, and if we stick our feet in the dirt and we do it right and we don't let the cops and the courts and the DAs have their way with our lives, well, then we can come out on top. But so far, I'm the only guy in our industry who's gone to court and actually gave an ass beating versus took one.
Wow. That is amazing. And I'm trying to figure this puzzle and everything else, too. And what was at one moment that got you, that influenced you into starting a network called the U.S. Weed Channel?
Well, that is a great segue. So, when you're going through this whole thing and you've lost your house and your business and access to your family, and they really do a number on your life with the court system, and you get this whole, the world's against me type of feeling. So I would say somewhere about midway through, maybe a year and a half into feeling bad for myself, right, and getting depressed, what I realized was that I'm actually a pretty smart dude, and that I have a pretty good acumen with legalese from my insurance background. And I'm still getting railroaded through the courts. So what's happening to the people that don't have any of that experience? What about those families who just think, yeah, I'm following the law and I'm going to start a business to help my family, right? And now all of a sudden they're in a world of hurt. And they're hiring attorneys for $250,000 to try and get them out of a whatever, right? This is wrong on every level. So I thought the first thought was, let's start a TV network that saves and helps families. That was the initial emphasis. It was all emotional to start US Weed Channel. And so back in the end of 2011 and the beginning of 2012, I had contacted the good people at Roku. And everybody, you know what? I want you to give a shout out to Roku today, because way back in 2012, this is what happened. I wrote to them and I said, hey, you guys, I want to be a public access cannabis TV network. I want to save families and make a great place for businesses to advertise and all this. To which they swiftly said, oh, hell no. And so I was really bummed out, and I thought, well, let's be diplomatic about this. And you'll like this story, by the way. This is good. So I wrote to them about 2 weeks later when I'd calmed down a little, and I said, hey, guys, I can completely understand where you're coming from, and I respect your decision. However, currently, I can see pot smoking, pot dealing, cocaine dealing, heroin dealing, people dying from heroin death, and it only got worse from there. And I named off about 20 things, and it ended off with, disembowelment, beheading, and cannibalism, ... and a few things the Bible still doesn't know how to list. On current channels on Roku.
Wow.
So I said, so please reconsider. And I gave him the 8 programs that I wanted to produce. And I said, there's no TNA. If there's any cussing, it's because we've laughed too hard. So please reconsider.
Mm-hmm. And that's amazing, too. We'll talk about the benefits of the U.S. Weed Channel. Well, first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Shane Doogan Doull from Newport Beach, California, the owner and CEO of the U.S. Weed Channel. Talked about how he got started with the U.S. Weed Channel and also his background in the marijuana industry. And, of course, we'll talk about some of the benefits from his perspective in just a minute. But let's talk about the U.S. Weed Channel in just a minute. And it says it's free to view, but however, for a monthly contribution of $4.20, you're granted membership into a Be a Bud Club, which entitles the members specials, discounts, and cool stuff. Tell more about that and why the $4.20. Is there a certain meaning behind that one?
Oh, absolutely. So, we have free content and we have premium content. And then pretty soon we'll be introducing new movies and stuff for different producers that's under pay-per-view. But to answer your question, well, 420 is synonymous with the entire cannabis industry. The best part about that, Mike, is that nobody really knows where it came from.
Interesting. I'd like to hear about it.
Oh, there's probably 20 different legends, from this college campus to this high school set of guys that got together at 420 to, people celebrating each year at 420 to, chemical breakdowns of different plants being at 420. The legends, there is no end to the legends that keep coming. But the best part is none of us, I don't think, will ever truly know where it came from.
And what's your interpretation of 420?
Well, for me in particular, it is absolutely the time of the day to take a break from your work and maybe gain some mindfulness and come back and ease out the rest of your workday. So.
Interesting. We'll have to keep that in mind, too. And, of course, you got the membership like Be a Bud Club. You also got 420 News, Happy Farmers, Comfort Cannabis Cookery, and 420 Honeys, and Canada Education. Tell us about those programs.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're a TV network. So not only have we made a whole bunch of programs that are very specific to our industry, but we have probably 12 different producers right now that have their content on U.S. Weed Channel. We've also partnered with several different companies in the cannabis industry, like Cannabis.net, CannaGather, Law Enforcement Against Prohibition, some other ones like that. And they have content on our channel as well. So as much as we cover the lifestyle and the fun and all of that, we still cover the plights. We still offer a ton of education. So it's a very well-rounded channel when it comes to, delivering the cannabis message to everybody from, 18 to 88, if you will.
Uh-huh. And of course, you talked about the Law Enforcement Against Prohibition. Were you talking about the prohibition where tobacco and marijuana got reversed during the prohibition of the 30s, or was it like the most recent? And what era are you talking about the prohibition?
Oh, well, I mean, America's in prohibition of cannabis, so we're still going through it. We're still fighting for legalization, despite there being 26 states or greater than 26 states ready and legalized it. We still have half to go, right? So the message needs to get out there, and the need for a TV network that actually, erases the stigma for those that are out there, because honestly, there's no reason that cannabis and hemp should not be 100% legal. Think about it like this, Mike. Before any legalization in cannabis, and you're young enough to know that weed in the 60s and 70s, you could get it, and the 80s, you could get it anywhere in America. It was a 100% citizen-run business with 100% government interference, and the price was pretty much the same all the way across the nation. So you don't always need the government to help you regulate your product. However, what we're doing now is we're trying to find the safest way possible to deliver the medicine. So we have to understand that whole message while keeping the core and the spirit of what we are as the cannabis community. That's our job, right?
And so, and it's important too. And what are benefits of marijuana and hemp from your end?
Say that again. What
are benefits of marijuana and hemp from your perspective?
Oh gosh, they're endless. Actually, for me in particular, I'm a very hyper guy. So you wouldn't think it, right? But just before our call here, I was just smoking a lot of cannabis. So for me, it sort of allows me to center my thoughts. But even if I'm not smoking it, it's not like I've got AD&D or ADD, whatever it is, and I can't focus. It just really helps me from finishing your sentences, being extra hyper.
I see. Okay. ADHD, and you're talking, oh, look, a squirrel.
Yeah. So, there's that. But for other people, the benefits, there's a myriad of benefits. I've seen people literally lose cancer from their blood and bones because of cannabis and THC and the whole oil usage and all that. We can't say they cured cancer, but I can say for sure that when they went to the doctor, there was no cancer in their blood or their bones after the treatment. So what do you say to that? There you go. That's just proof in the pudding. So, and then there's soldiers, right? Our soldiers suffer from PTSD. It helps them. We've got children and people that suffer from epilepsy and shake so hard that they snap their bones when they could just be using some cannabis oil and literally almost be cured from these epileptic fits. Those are just a couple of examples. You yourself, you mentioned it, you use it for glaucoma.
Or plan to it, yes, like with the CBD oil, especially without the THC, especially when you go into a workplace that literally prohibits it. But I prefer it without the THC and going to work and, bypassing the drug test or trying to avoid it.
Yes. Well, and to let you know, hopefully all that goes to the wayside as well, because in the scientific realm and what we all know in the cannabis community, but the general media doesn't want out there, is that THC is sort of the magic juice that makes the CBD work. So the CBD is awesome, but to get the full healing compounds from what I've understand and from what I've seen in front of my own eyes, it's the THC is the compound that really kicks off the benefits of the CBD. But again, that said, CBD is great for, a lot of people. And especially for kids that are in football or sports where they're having collisions or things like that, in the reduction of inflammation and things like that. Again, that's all information that we can be offering through the channel at US Weed Channel.
And also, too, just another thing, too, about what you talked about, say, with glaucoma and there's also others. And I'm also trying to think as well, too, that what are some of the other things that's in the works, like for marijuana, like, say, what can be used in the future, what is currently going to be used in the future, or like, say, with anything that hasn't been discovered yet?
Well, the discoveries just keep coming. That's the greatest thing about it. But, there's already 2,500 plus textiles that can be made from cannabis and hemp. The newest things on the block that we think are really great are, hempcrete blocks for building, hemp for bread and food and things like that. There's just all sorts of. I just read something about a couple months back. They're making batteries from the bast that's in the center of the plant.
Oh, really? Batteries. Interesting.
So the list it never stops. That's the beauty of it. It just never stops.
And there was something I read, too, that hemp is also being used to make some of the roads as well, too, or to replace like the asphalt to cover the potholes as well, too, like in roads and streets.
See, and I think that's wonderful. It's got to be better for us than tar.
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure. And we'll also talk about a couple more segments as well, too. But first, to listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Check the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also, follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Shane Doogan Doull from Newport Beach, California. He's the owner and CEO of the U.S. Weed Channel here on the Mike Wagner Show. We talked about the benefits of marijuana, and we talked about his history with it, and also going through law enforcement and whatever else, and talked about the U.S. Weed Channel and just a couple more things which came to mind. We talked about some of the things like in breads and oils and everything else. Is there like a food store or like merchandising in the works for the U.S. Weed Channel?
Oh, absolutely. So, and I guess this will be like our talk to our future investors, but the greatest thing about US Weed Channel is we're sort of the opportunity to be the next, 10-figure niche TV network. And with technology the way it is, we already actually have a great deal of plans to put sales of product and things like that, legal products, it's the axes and the shovels rather than the railroad that makes the money, right? So we don't have to sell the plant or anything that's illegal, but virtually everything that surrounds the lifestyle and usage of cannabis, hemp, and CBD. So absolutely, there's a big component to that. Our business is primarily a broadcast TV network, but the way that technology delivers the videos nowadays to our mobile devices and all of our streaming media devices, we are effectively 50% of a technology company as well. And we have great deal of planning to not only have a bunch of information, but help a lot of businesses along the way. What we're doing in April is sort of helping a lot of people in the industry because, and I'll segue to this, but all of the cannabis industry events have been shut down for April. I don't know if aside from the NBA and all that stuff. And what's important and significant about that is this April is 420 all month, and it won't be that way again for another 100 years. And since we've already capped on the importance of the 420 in our industry. This April is an opportunity for not only regular brands but mainstream brands to literally say, we came on US Weed Channel when they busted the mold on the Centennial 420, and we were the first brand to, support the cannabis industry. We didn't scream for legalization. We didn't scream for whatever. We just wanted to be there for you guys, right? And that's huge for brands because when it is completely legal, they'll be the ones that can come out and say, look, we've been here with you, supporting you from the beginning. Uh-huh. And that's some serious brand alignment with our industry. And what's different with our industry is, unlike other niche TV networks, we have one affinity product. And again, that's a huge thing. So, with US Weed Channel, we've got a very cool thing here. In April, we're having all these bands coming, including guys from Pink Floyd and the Think EXP production. We've got guys, the reformation of some of the guys from Devo, Revolution. We have all these bands that I haven't even heard of, by the way. But, somebody in our crew or somebody in our PR group likes them, and thus they're going live to the globe in April.
Nice.
Pretty cool, right?
That is really nice. And I'm looking forward to that as well, too, especially on 420. I have got that written down, too. 420, a big thing happening. So I am so looking forward. That is fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's pretty hair-raising, I'll tell you that. But the cool part about it is, like I said, all the other events have been shut down. And so as a brand, you can sponsor a day at US Weed Channel and instead of going and interacting with 10,000 chances to catch a virus, you can just come down to the studio where we've got 7 or 10 crew and broadcast to millions. So there's a better difference.
It does sound like a big difference, too. And of course, you guys are open to shows. And how does one person get a show on the US Weed Channel? So what does a person have to do to get their show on the US Weed Channel?
Sure. Well, first of all, if your show is bad, let's be honest with both of us and don't send it to us. If it's filled with a bunch of TNA and it's nasty and it's going to take our industry 2 steps back, don't send it in to us. Okay, just don't. We're looking for things that proliferate us and bring us forward and, put different light on different plights inside of our lifestyle. And the content that we're looking for is content that can be created into seasonal or more programming. So whether it's a documentary that could be spun off into some sort of series, or maybe it's a pilot program that we can debut in April. What we're doing in April is we're actually debuting a lot of new content that fits this mold, and all the subscriptions that happen on the day of that particular debut, a certain percentage of the money goes to those productions to make more of them. So that, because that's what people are loving and that's why they're subscribing. So a lot of people are going to be new producers with US Weed Channel very soon.
Oh, that's fantastic. So these are new people without experience in coming on board. I was going to ask you if you have any veteran producers or veteran talent from Hollywood that are coming on board, and if you have any and who they are. And if it's new producers, that's fine with us.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have both. That's the greatest thing. So, like, we have our producer, producer, Sherry Alpert. She produced The Good Life. Or Good Medicine, excuse me, on US Weed Channel. And she was awesome. And she's obviously, A-lister. And just recently, we produced a pilot of our ghost show called Sarge's Paranormal Adventures.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, it's great. We go and we commune with the ghosts and we smoke a little ganja while we're there and we have some fun and we catch the different, pictures and voices. It's pretty damn scary. But at the same time, it's a very cool niche because no one's done this before, But the point of the story is that show has attracted US Weed Channel's very first million-plus follower influencer. And he's coming on the show. His name is Diego Valdez, and he's coming on as our 4th ghost hunter in the show. I'll give you an example, Mike, of what's going on with US Weed Channel. We are doing for weed what MTV did for music. And the celebrities dig it. Everybody digs it. When we went to our first Oscar show just a few months ago when the Oscars were on, we were at the Sue Wong Oscar Gala, and we did our first red carpet.
Wow.
The best things were happening there. Number one, not one celebrity would pass our microphone because it has a big giant weed leaf on it. And everybody wanted to know what was going on with the US Weed Channel, to the point where the red carpet was getting backed up behind us. Everybody was getting pissed at us and telling us to have people pass us, and nobody would pass us.
Pass, I get it.
Oh, man, it was awful. So then it got to the point where when the carpet did sort of free up, that people were just blowing past these other media outlets on the red carpet to get to US Weed Channel and be interviewed. So I ended up doing about 50 plus interviews in one night. Wow. They're all on US Weed Channel. Everybody go to uswc.tv. Check out the channel. You're going to love it. In a day or two, and it might, by the time you hear this, it might actually already be up. The new channel, or the upgraded version of US Weed Channel, will be on Roku and Apple, so you'll be able to get our branded apps there. And for people that are thinking about coming on as advertisers at US Weed Channel, Roku is 28 million devices strong. Apple is 160 million devices strong, and USWC.TV reaches the globe. And I can show you analytics where we're already viewed in about 141 countries. And as a cannabis-themed TV network, we are split right down the center, male and female viewers, which is awesome, which means we have a very well-rounded set of programming. And I can also show you that our demographics of people that of different income brackets are of the higher income brackets, because these are the people that are investing in cannabis, starting new businesses. They're the people that's been illegal their whole life, and now it's time to join the fun. So again, we are a pretty amazing startup TV network.
Mm-hmm. It does sound amazing too, and of course, just an offsuit, be on a radio show and everything. You have a thing called Weed Radio as well too. Tell us more about that as part of the Weed Channel, Weed Radio.
Yes. And so that is actually a place where I just created it sort of on a whim because, I give you a little bit about myself and it'll lead into the answer. But my background is commercial insurance. And what I really found out that made me happiest was when I would help, John and Jane separate from the big company, start their own little company. And then a few months later, I'd show them how to bring on an employee. And a few months later, I'd show them how to incorporate. And then I became the small business advocate, right? And when I'd watch these people succeed, I realized that was what made me the happiest in business, was enabling other people to succeed. Took a while for me to find that out, by the way. When you're raising family and you're doing all this other stuff, it's not easy to look in and find what you want to find. But now I've had that chance, luckily. And so in the creation of US Weed Channel, since it's mine, I put that in all parts of US Weed Channel. So whether you're a content creator, whether you're an actor, a host, we're going to be creating a lot of greatness for a lot of people in this channel. That's just it. And that will make me happy, and me being happy makes me happy. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. And of course, what you do is make you happy, and I could tell, too, this is fantastic. And besides the launch of the US Weed Channel, what are your plans later on for 2020 and 2021?
Sure. Well, okay, so after April, when we're going live to the globe with all these bands and all the fun and all that, the grand relaunch, if you will, we're going to start pumping out regular weekly programming in May. So we're creating the US Weed Channel studios right here in Costa Mesa, California. And from there, we'll be broadcasting news and interviews and a couple of different shows that we make about 6 hours to 10 hours each week from there. And so, and I need to answer two questions that we didn't hit on, by the way. One, content creators can either go to our website, usweedchannel.com, and scroll down and you'll see a thing that says broadcast. If you click there, that's where you submit your videos to us, and we'll check you out. And it's free. There you go. We also have a thing at Film Freeway right now because it reaches a little bit larger audience, and they do some marketing for us. And if you want to submit there through filmfreeway.com/US Weed Channel, it's only $1.20. We made the barrier very low. And the reason we did that is because, again, we wanted to reach an international market. So there's that, two things. And then you also asked about the radio. And I started that on a whim again. But it was to create a place where other podcasters could come and the creativity could roll, right? So part of US Weed Channel Studios that we're building is going to have a whole podcast area where talent can come in and create podcasts that will go out on US Weed Channel.
Oh, wow. So let's say, for example, if I present you the Mike Wagner Show and present to the US Weed Channel, you guys would just take a look at it and decide it would be right as well, too. And you could also accept other podcasts to get onto Weed Radio as well, too.
You bet. Absolutely.
Good. Okay, I just want to get that straight. And just a couple more things here with Shane Doogan Doull from US Weed Channel. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you back on soon as well, too. And just a couple of things. Who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Honestly, Richard Branson. Total renegade. And I feel that way as well sometimes with US Weed Channel. A lot of molds being broken here.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like it, too. One of my heroes as well, too. And what's the best advice to give to anybody at this point?
Whatever you're doing, it's going to be rough. Stick with it. You'll get there.
That's very good advice. And once again, Shane Doogan Doull on the Mike Wagner Show, the CEO and president of US Weed Channel. Thank you very much for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. And just a couple more things. Tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? And where can people check out the US Weed Channel?
Sure. So upcoming projects I'm all about April right now. So it's the 30 days of 420. And so if your brand wants to be one of those epic brands that's going to be remembered forever, as part of the launch of US Weed Channel, give us a call. You can call us at 424-777-USWC or 8792. You can watch us at uswc.tv. You can follow, share, and like us at anything US Weed Channel. And of course, we want you to support and subscribe to the channel, because those subscriptions that you do, they make more shows. That's what we spend the money on. And more shows means more information and more fun for you and a growing TV network. And we rinse and repeat. And there you go.
There you go. Rinse and repeat. I love that. I'll do it right now. Shane, just want to say a big thank you for your time. Again, you've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Learned a lot from you. Do us a favor. Keep us up to date. We love you to have back on sometime later in 2020.
Oh, you know what, Mike? I'm always ready for you. I really appreciate coming on today. This has been fun, man.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.